Hey guys, welcome back to Techno This is Parikshit here, back again with the new video, and in the continuation of the networking in Netcat series, we are going to look into the FTP and SFTP protocols today. We will learn how we will transfer the file by using these two protocols. As in the previous tutorial, we have learned about the SSH, which is a secure cell. So in today's video, the same way we will look into the FTP and SFTP protocol for transferring the files or folder using these two protocols. Alright, so let's get started. I have already made this documentation available for FTP and SFTP topics, and you can access this via my website, that is technowebhack.com. I will upload it over there and you can get the access to this document as well. Alright, so I will first show you what exactly FTP. So FTP is like just a file transfer protocol that is used to transfer the file over the internet with a good speed. So usually FTP that is what they use for. And so let's get started. I will show you practically here inside this Kali Linux terminal how we will install the FTP server into this Kali Linux machine, and then how we will use a Windows machine command prompt to access this FTP, and we will see how we will transfer the file by using this FTP protocol or FTP terminal. Okay, so let's get started. So to install this FTP server into our Kali Linux machine, we have to type the FTP get install vsftpd. Okay, so very secure FTPD, that is what it stands for. And let's get it installed. So you can see that as I have already installed it, but in your case you just have to type the same command over there and it will be installed into your Kali Linux machine. Okay, so once the server is installed, you will just have to start this service, like service vsftp, okay, vsftpd start. You can see now the service is started. You can see the starting FTP server vsftpd, and you can always check the status by using a status command. You can see the FTP server is now running. Okay, so that's all. You install the server, you just start the service, and that's all. You can just come to the command prompt in Windows over here, and then you can just try to access this FTP. So you just type FTP over here and you can see the prompt is there, but when you type any command over here, you can see that it says that it's not connected. So you have to connect to the FTP server, and that's the reason it's saying that now not connected. So to connect it, first let's say by here, and you have to know what is the IP address of the FTP server which you are connecting to. So let's see the IP address of my Kali Linux machine, and that is 192.168.129.134. So let's copy that. Okay, and let's come to the FTP and paste it over here and enter. So I should know what user that I'm connecting to the FTP server. So if I'm now connecting to the Parikshit user, I will type the Parikshit user over here and the password that I have set for this user. So you can see this login is successful, and actually now I'm into the Kali Linux machine FTP terminal. So let's say cd. You can see you have to type the directory name as well, which directory exactly you want to move. So let's say like a desktop, and you can see the directory change is successfully. If you can see now present working directory, so you can see that I'm currently into the desktop directory of Parikshit user. So I will now actually exit out of this FTP server from this user. Actually now I'm trying to because now I want to log into the FTP terminal via the root user. So let's log in via root. So that is FTP, and paste the IP address and then enter. Just type the username as a root and the root password, and then you can see FTP login is successful. So here in this case, I have logged into the FTP via the root, and now you can check help and you can check what and all the options you have and how you can use them. Okay, so usually the major purpose of the FTP or SFTP is just to transfer the file between the source or the destination. Okay, so you can see we have a couple of options here, like put or get or receive, or you can see also mget or mput. Okay, so these are the major options that we are going to use today via the terminal. Okay, so but there is also another way where you can also access the FTP from the browser as well. So let's type the FTP and :/ and you have to type the IP address of that particular FTP server and say enter, and say it should ask you for the username and password. Let's say root, and I will type the root password over there. Okay, so you can now see that I have a couple of folders here, like under the root directory we have desktop, download, and documents as well. So the same thing you can access by here as well. If you type ls, you can see desktop, document, downloads, and all these folders over there. Alright, so this is the way that you can perform it, but by using a graphical way, like from the browser, that you can check it out over here, and you can simply, like suppose now if I want to download the payload.exe, I will just click on it. You can see the file got downloaded. Alright, so that's the way that you can download it via the browser as well. If you want to again navigate to another directories, like let's say desktop, I will just click on the desktop, and now you can see I am into the desktop now of the Kali Linux machine, and I can see that there is a one file that says like a Kali Linux. Okay, this is just a one file, simply created it over there, and there is nothing in that file which I can see it from their size as well. But still, if I want to download it, I can just click on it and the file will be downloaded. Yeah, you can see that this is a way that you can download any file from this FTP server. Okay, so the same thing that you can perform it from the terminal as well. Like these are the commands that you can use, like a put or get or receive. So now suppose if I want to receive the file, let's say receive the file, so let's say receive, and what I want to receive is first I should know where exactly I am. So pwd, so you can see currently I'm into the root directory. Let's move to the desktop over there and cd desktop, and now the directory change is successful. I am now into the desktop, and now I want to download the particular file. Like say I want to see what are the files that are there. So you can see the currently there is one file that is Kali Linux, and I want to download this file. So I should say receive and the file name, so Kali-Linux, and that's all. Transfer complete. You can see the transfer is complete. So the file is downloaded, but we should know where exactly the file is downloaded. So first of all, let's see what is the command that will show you what exactly is your local current directory. So to see that, you can just type this lcd command over there, lcd, and you can see I'm currently into the C users and Parikshit. So this file will be downloaded into the Parikshit folder of user, but I want this file to be downloaded over my desktop of a Windows machine. So lcd, and then I will just change it to the desktop. Okay, so now the local current directory is the desktop. Now when I will say receive, and I will say Kali-Linux, and this file is transfer. Okay, so you can see that transfer complete option over there. I will just simply go to the desktop over here. Okay, you can see Kali-Linux. So this is the file that we have downloaded, and you can see that I have downloaded it on my desktop of Windows machine. So this way you can download a file. Alright, now in case if I want to upload a file into this FTP server, so I will first check where exactly I'm into my local current directory, and I'm into the Parikshit. So I will first move to the desktop folder over here. Okay, now I'm into the desktop, and I should see what are the files that are there available on my desktop. So I have like Kali Linux, Windows, and FTP-SFTP. So now suppose whatever the file that I want to send it to the server, so I should say put, and let's say windows.txt, enter. You can see the file is transferred. So now if I go ahead and I will see here into the root desktop, and I will just check if I have the Windows file there with me, and okay, I think the file is transferred to the root folder directly over here. You can see the windows.txt is there because I haven't changed the path of my server. I am actually now into the desktop of the particular server, and now if I say enter, you can now see if I go to the desktop, I have a windows.txt file over here. Okay, on my Kali Linux desktop machine. Okay, so this way you can transfer any file by using this put command. Now in case if you want to transfer a multiple file at a time, so you can just put it into any folder. Like suppose if I have a folder name over here like called as test, and okay, so here we can see inside the test folder I have a couple of files kept, and now if I want to transfer this particular folder itself, so as FTP only allow the file to be transferred, so you can archive this particular folder in this case. So I will first archive it, and I should say add to test.rar. So you can see I have this test.rar file over here, and now if I want to transfer this particular file, so I will just say put test.rar, and you can see the file got transferred. and when you come back to the desktop over here into this Kali Linux machine, I have the test.rar file, and you can use the unrar tool to extract this file into this Kali Linux desktop machine. Okay, so you can do that on your own, and this is the way that you can transfer the folders and file by using the put command into your FTP server. Okay, so this is the way that you can download and upload a file into a particular server by using the FTP. And now we will move to the next topic, guys. So that is our SFTP, which is a secure FTP. But before moving to that part, I will first tell you a couple of things which I haven't told you here. So in case by logging to the FTP, if you are getting an error, like suppose if you are logging into any particular user that says like Parikshit, if I'm trying to log into the Parikshit user, and if I'm entering a password here, and in case if you are providing a correct user ID and password, so if still might you get the error that says like a 530 login incorrect. Okay, so you should just make sure that you are entering the correct username and entering the correct password, and you are connecting to the correct server over here. Okay, the IP address you are providing it over here, that should be correct. Okay, if everything else is correct and if you are still getting this error, so this might be because of the authentication issue at the server side. So there is one file called let's go to that particular file. So etc.pam.d, and enter this folder. So there is a file called vsftpd. So let's nano that particular file, and you can see there are a couple of lines that are there. So what you have to do is just you have to comment out this particular line, which is authentication required pam_sales.so. so pam_sales.so means this will only allow the user which have a sales login. Okay, so even if the root user and Parikshit user is having a cell login, and if you are still getting this particular error that is a 530 login incorrect, so you can just comment this line over here, because under this folder whatever the files that are there, they actually, this folder take care of the authentication process and other processes as well. So what you have to do is just you have to comment out this line, and that particular error will be resolved. Okay, so I'll just exit it. But in case if you do the modification before exiting, please make sure that you save the particular file and then exit it. Okay, and also there is a file under the etc, so cd space dot dot, and I will just go to the configuration file of the particular vsftpd. Okay, because once you install the vsftpd server into your Kali Linux machine, you have to do some modification over here according to your need, and then restart the service. So what you have to do is, like, if you want, you can allow the IPv6 login, or you can deny it by using yes or no option over here. If you want, you can allow the anonymous user to log into your FTP server by giving a yes parameter over here. Okay, and if you want, you can disable or enable the local user login by using this local_enable parameter. You can just type it no, and then nobody can log into the FTP by using a local users from your server. Okay, so but I want to log in via the root and Parikshit user, so I want to keep it yes. So this is the just only few parameter that you have to change it over here, and yeah, there are a couple of other options, like if you want to provide the right access to the particular user or not, and again if you scroll down there are a couple of other parameters as well. So according to your need you can just change it. Okay, I have just provided access to the local user login. Okay, and I have disabled the IPv6 connection, and I haven't enabled the anonymous login as well. So that's all for this. You can just then save this particular file by Ctrl X, and then it will ask you to save the file. So in that case you will just type yes over there and enter, and that's all. Once you're done with the modification, you will just have to restart the service with service as vsftpd restart. Okay, vsftpd restart, and that's all. Once you restart the service, you can then come out to the command prompt, and here you can just type the FTP to this particular server, and then the username whatever you want to log in with. Okay, and then that's all. Login is successful, and I'm having FTP prompt now. So that's all, guys. This is the thing that I wanted to just show you before we move to the SFTP. So now SFTP is a secure FTP, which is just a secure version of the file transfer protocol. Okay, so SFTP uses a port number 22, which is generally used by the SSH, which is secure cell, and the SFTP also uses the same protocol over the SSH. So even if the SSH is running, you can still use the SFTP to access or to transfer the files to server or client. Okay, so to do that, you will just have to just make sure whether the SSH service is running or not. So service SSH status, you can see the SSHD is running because I have installed the SSH before. So in case if you do not have the SSH, you will just have to type apt get install SSH, okay, and the package will be installed. So you can see in my case SSH is already the newest version, okay, this is what it says. And now if I want to start the service, okay, once you install this, you will just have to do some modification according to your need into the configuration file, whether you want to allow the particular users or not. So this tutorial we have already covered into our previous video, and you can see we have done the modification into your SSH config file, and we have allowed the root and Parikshit user to log in via the SSH. If you have not seen that video, please go through that, and I will provide the link in the description for that particular user. So go through that, and then you can just check out this one for login via SFTP. Okay, so once you have the service SSH running, okay, I will start the service. You can see the starting OpenBCD secure cell server SSHD, and I will always check the status by using a status. You can see the SSHD is now running, and once you have the SSHD up and running, you can just use the command prompt to log in to SFTP. Okay, so SFTP, and I will just use the server name, and by default it has taken the Parikshit user. I will just enter the password for this user. You can see I am connected to the server. Okay, and I have the SFTP prompt. I can just check out help, and you can see I have a couple of options here which I can use to either download the file or upload the file, because this is the major uses of FTP or SFTP for transferring the file between this particular server and client. Okay, so that's all guys for this tutorial. I have already shown you how you can use these commands like put or get, or if you want to download or upload any file into the server. In our FTP session I have shown you how you will use that. So same way you can use here into the SFTP, and the advantage is that this is the secure, which is encrypted. Whatever the data passes through this particular protocol is the secure over the FTP, where FTP just uses a plain text, and in SFTP it is encrypted. So this is the good advantage here, where you can use the SFTP, and to do that you have to make sure you have the SSH is up and running into your Linux machine or into your server, whatever you are using. So that's all for this tutorial guys. I hope you liked this video and it was helpful for you. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will not miss the next videos that are going to come. So I will meet you in the next tutorial with another interesting topic of our networking in Linux series. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.